Ever look at a watch and just think, how on earth is that worth millions of dollars? It's just a watch, right? Well, today we're diving into exactly that. What makes these things so unbelievably expensive? All right, let's just start with a number, $17.8 million. I mean, just let that sink in for a moment. That's mansion money. That's private jet money. But what in the world could possibly cost that much? It's the price of a watch, a single wristwatch, specifically this one. This is the Rolex Daytona that belonged to the one and only Paul Newman, actor, icon, race car driver. And when it sold back in 2017, it proved that we're not just talking about gears and metal here. We're talking about history, about personality, about a legend.
So that brings us right back to the big question, why? I mean, really, what actually creates that kind of mind-blowing value? Well, that's what we're here for. We're gonna break down this crazy world of high-end watches and figure it all out.
Okay, but look, you don't need a movie star's bank account to get into this world, not even close. So let's pull it back a bit and start where most people do, with finding that first amazing watch. You know, your first grail. If you're just getting started, there are really just 3 simple rules to follow. Rule 1, it has to speak to you. Seriously, forget the trends, forget the hype, buy something you just flat out love to look at. Second, get something you'll actually wear. You know, if you're always on the go, a tough sports watch makes sense. If you're dressing up a lot, maybe something more classic. And rule 3, and this is a big one, stay in your budget. You can find an absolutely fantastic starter watch for somewhere between, say, $1,500 and $5,000. And trust me, there are some killer options in that price range. You've got the Rolex Datejust, an absolute icon. The Omega Speedmaster. I mean, come on, it's the moon watch. And then you have the Tudor Black Bay, which gives you incredible quality and style, kind of like Rolex's cool younger sibling. Any of these are just a brilliant way to kick off a collection. All right, so you're in the game. You've got your first piece. Where do you go from here? Well, this is where we get into the legends, the blue chips of the watch world, the ones that define the whole industry and, yeah, come with those truly eye-watering price tags. Okay, picture this. It's 1976. Patek Philippe, a brand known for its super fancy, delicate gold watches, puts out an ad with a crazy slogan. One of the world's costliest watches is made of steel. I mean, that was totally revolutionary. The idea that design and craftsmanship alone could make plain old steel more valuable than gold, it changed everything. And this whole paradigm shift, it really came from 2 watches, designed by the same absolute genius, a guy named Gerald Genta. First, in '72, he drops the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak on the world. It's bold, octagonal, industrial. It literally invents the whole luxury sports watch thing. Then, 4 years later, he refines that idea for Patek with the Nautilus. Softer, more elegant, kind of like a ship's porthole. These 2 watches just completely rewrote the rules. And of course, there are other giants in the room, right? Each one with its own incredible story. The Omega Speedmaster, it's the moon watch because it actually went to the moon. The Rolex Daytona is the racing watch, forever tied to the track. And the Cartier Tank, just a perfect piece of Art Deco design. So you see the pattern here. Amazing stories and unforgettable designs are what make these things legends. So we've got the iconic watches, but who are the brands pulling the strings? You know, the market today isn't really about the old Holy Trinity you might have heard of. Nope, there's a new crew in town, a new set of dominant players. Let's meet the new Big Four. So how do they do it? It's this perfect storm of massive marketing, super tight control over their history, and just being masters of supply and demand. Get this, these 4 brands, they make up nearly half the revenue of the entire Swiss watch market. You got Rolex, the absolute king, Patek Philippe, the top-tier investment, Audemars Piguet, the cultural icon, and then Richard Mille, the new guy on the block, better known as the billionaire's handshake. And this is really the key to understanding how they manage their value. Just look at this. Rolex pumps out maybe 1 million watches a year, which is a ton. Patek Philippe, they make around 60,000 total. That's it. It's called manufactured scarcity, and they are masters at it. By keeping the supplies so low, they guarantee that demand is always, always higher. And that's what sends those prices into the stratosphere on the used market. So what's the deal with Richard Mille, that billionaire's handshake? I mean, they're a way younger brand, right? But they clawed their way to the top with just pure radical innovation. These guys are using materials from F1 cars and aerospace tech to make watches that are shockingly light, practically indestructible and they look like they're from the future. They basically just engineered a whole new level of crazy luxury.
Okay, so we've met the watches, we met the brands, but who on earth is buying all of this stuff? Well, the answer is probably not who you think. The whole market is changing in some really surprising ways.
First off, the market is absolutely on fire. Just look at these numbers from one auction house, Philips. Their sales leaped from $227 million in 2022 to a staggering $290 million in 2023. That's insane growth. The hunger for these top-tier collectible watches has never, ever been higher.
So who's driving this? The stereotype is older, wealthy collectors, right? Wrong. The data from another big auction house, Christie's, is pretty shocking. A whopping 56% of new bidders are millennials and Gen Z. Let that sink in. The younger crowd isn't just showing up, they're taking over.
And this is the new reality of the market. The old way was, start with a cheaper watch and work your way up over decades. That's gone. Today's young collectors are skipping the line. They're going straight for the heavy hitters, the Daytonas, the Royal Oaks, the whole shebang. They're starting at the top, which is like pouring jet fuel on an already massive fire. Shh. Okay, we have covered a lot here, from your first Grail watch all the way to who's shaken up the market. So let's boil it all down. What's the final takeaway? What are those key ingredients that turn a simple watch into a priceless icon? It really comes down to 4 main things. First, it's got to have a standout design, something you recognize instantly, like that Royal Oak octagon. Second, a real historical connection, the Moonwatch or Paul Newman's personal Daytona. Third, some kind of game-changing tech, like the stuff Richard Mille is doing. And finally, that all-important rarity, the way Patek keeps its numbers tiny. If a watch can tick all 4 of those boxes, that's when it becomes a true legend. Which kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. After all this, what are these things really? Are they a timeless investment, this little piece of mechanical art that's going to hold its value forever? Or are they just the ultimate status symbol, a way to tell the world you've made it? The more you look at it, the real answer is probably both. The only question left is which side of that coin matters more to you.